Welcome to True Health Tuesday, and the truth, if you can hear it, will set you free. Okay, we're only Facebook is going to be seen live on this, and that'll be recorded, and we're now on a bunch of other platforms, but we are in YouTube jail. From a video that was about 4 years ago. It had a few 100,000 views, over 95% thumbs up, and so it's been good for 4 years, but now you are banned. Okay, so George Washington, if freedom of speech is taken away, the dumb and silent may be led to sheep, like sheep, to the slaughter. And this is what we're going to talk about in the second half, that you can't really say. I mean, eventually, like on the Dr Bvap, the private sites, eventually you'll be arrested for this, like they do in, where's that country down south? Australia? Yeah. Now, those that are supporting Dr. Bvap, God bless you. Please continue. But when you get on there, utilize it, share it, copy it, send it, get it out there. If you can't afford the $3 a month, call me. I'll give you the $3. Okay, you just got to get the information out. This is the letter that I sent, or actually I didn't send it. The people that I've got some friends in Poland that run it. After viewing the video content, I understand the violation of YouTube's policy. I understand the video had to be removed. We get out of the jail by Wednesday. However, I would have liked to appeal the strike because the video is 4 years ago, 2018. At the time, I didn't realize that I could be violating content 4 years in the future. Wait, no, I didn't say that. Yeah, the ministry of truth is not about truth. This is only a small list of the See, first they demonetize, then they shadow ban. So we have over 700,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we would have, when you post a video, bam, by lunch it would have 20,000 people. Now we're lucky to get 20,000 in a week. Okay, Rumble. This is it. This is a list of some of the videos that they have deleted. Anybody's guess at how Rumble will remain free? I don't know either. Okay, so the YouTube videos, they're going to be on Dr. Bvap, but on Rumble. We're going to have a lot more censored content on the Dr. Bvap because that's somewhat secure. But we're on Odyssey, BitChute. I mean, just get on there and share it. Now, also Extreme Health Academy. Our content was kicked off of Vimeo because, again, that is a site that has censorship rampant. So please keep supporting Extreme Health Academy. I'm on there at least once a month doing webinars. So let's look at electromagnetic fields. Okay, you can also call it electromagnetic frequencies, but it's really fields. It's everywhere. You can't avoid it. Okay, you could go back late 1800s before the electric light bulb, but electric light bulbs have it. Okay, sunlight has it. All electronic appliances have it. Refrigerators, microwaves, everything. So you are going to be exposed to it. Now, you can minimize yourself, and we're going to go through a number of the different processes that you could do. That since a lot of people don't want to hang in there for the whole thing, I'm telling you right now, the laptop is not supposed to be on your lap. They're renaming it a notebook. So if you're working on it, put a book, a solid piece underneath there, just any distance. The further away that you put the electronic device, the safer it is. Okay, just be smart with that. Do not carry a cell phone. Mine's on my desk. I was going to use it as a demo. And in your bra strap, okay? And I guess with sexual confusion now, men can have bra straps too. Yes, they do call it a man's ear. I saw that episode on Seinfeld. Don't put it next to your skin, let alone like real sensitive tissue. That's just crazy. And use it minimally, okay? And try and have a few hours a day. where you can set the Wi-Fi in your place, shut down. I'm not going to go over all of the products because there's a ton. There's a ton of products that work. But any kind of smart device, yes, they do have smart tampons. Okay, ladies, it's connected to it's a Bluetooth connection. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, get less and less and less electronic influences, because all the electronic does is it slows down your cell reproduction, affects fertility, affects cell production, impacts all living things. It's one of the effectors of colony collapse disorder for bees. It suppresses your immune system. There's a ton of stuff you can do. I mean, there's paint that can shield it. There's silver covers that can shield it. There's roofing, various materials. An EFM consultant now, Building Biology Institute. I totally recommend these guys, and they'll come to your house. They will look at everything. They'll look at all the EMF exposure. So huge. The reason I'm doing this is because of this article that I saw last week. Titanium exposure to human health. Now we know a lot of people that have had titanium implants, titanium plates, screws, this, that. I've seen a huge number of people, because we do have a Huggins protocol dentist or dental facility at our office in Mexico. Several people that have had like multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's-like symptoms. We're talking all sorts of autoimmune conditions. And they get the aluminum or the amalgam fillings out of their mouth, the mercury amalgam, and you see a difference right away. But we're looking at thermography, we can see toxicity. We're looking at blood analysis, we can see toxicity. This thing, metals present within the body can act as an antenna to harmful radio waves. This includes many general and severe symptoms such as headache, fatigue, tinnitus, dizziness, memory loss, irregular heartbeats, whole body skin symptoms. Metallic implants amplify the frequency from 1 to 700 folds, nearby exceeding the safety levels. If dental crowns, filling bridges, titanium implants are implanted in the upper jaw, it can enhance, negatively affect the cranial nerves and brain. Now, this is hugely important because doctors, I mean, obviously, any doctor today that is following lockstep with their protocols, I mean, I don't know if you know this or not, but in the second half of this, we're going to talk about how a doctor will lose his license if he prescribes something that's been around for 60 years. Okay, that doctors can no longer treat people the way a doctor is supposed to. So doctors are not going to delve into this. This is insanity. But the people have to. If you have implants or other things, you've got to look into it. Specific absorption rate, MRIs. I used to think that MRIs were innocuous, but no, it creates a massive magnetic field around you. Okay, and this can negatively affect your body, not just ferrous metals, like things that are magnetic, but it can affect your cell production. Tissue injury can be caused due to heating a prosthesis under the MRI because it has so much energy going around you. Patients with severe fatal illnesses, Lou Gehrig's disease. And so think of this. Let's say that you got injured in high school. You're 60, 70 years old now. You had a knee replaced because nobody ever told you that knees can regenerate. Okay. And now you're starting to develop Lou Gehrig's or Parkinson's or shaking or multiple sclerosis or you have electrohypersensitivity or multiple chemical sensitivity syndrome. We see this all the time. Chronic fatigue. You have to look for a cause. And last week we talked about genetic and genetic expression. If some person in health authority, God, I'm getting so politically correct. Okay, because if you're in a position of authority and you're responsible for someone's health, you need to be aware of this. Okay, you don't have any excuses. If you're a scum-sucking dirtbag that's only treating people according to a protocol and not looking for the cause, and you see somebody and you say, look, it's genetic, really, okay, go relearn your anatomy and physiology, because this is not genetic. This is toxic environmental exposure that could be missed. I mean, I love this gal. She is sweet, but she could carry a bag of concrete across her yard before they did that abortion on her. Okay. And it was so bad. Her whole neck was fused. See, when you get a fusion, you limit motion. No, don't say duh. Yeah, but that limits input into the brain. The area above and below the surgery site are going to have a massive negative effect. So you're talking major negative neurologic influences. That's one. But now we're talking the titanium rods, the rods in here, the foreign object. Anytime you put a foreign object in a human being, you're going to have a negative response. And so we sent her back, and I'm looking at her neck, and I'm going, "Hun, there's no reason in the world that they should have fused you all the way up the neck. I mean, there's no reason." So I sent her back to get a surgical consult. So they took out those bags of bolts and everything, and then they put in new ones. They had to put something in because they removed parts of the bone. I mean, criminal. You have 3 stressors. You have physical, chemical, and emotional stressor. This is 2 of the 3, the implants. So for God's sake, do some detective work. That's what we do. That's why a couple of weeks ago I talked about doctors being detectives. Now, here we go. We're looking at massive dental implants, and that's a rod that's the side view of a face. We're looking at an ankle. That's the worst kind of ankle fracture. The ankle joint is like a U joint. Okay, you got the fibula on the outside, tibia on the inside, and you've got this. Both of those things that hold the talus were broken. So that's the worst fracture you're going to get. I mean, she's recovered. There's no degeneration. There's a lot of stuff we can do, but we're looking at massive surgery on her in the mouth, which negatively affects the entire body, and in the leg. Now, this is a thermography, and what we're seeing here is on the right chest, that abnormality. Those are it's an estrogen dominant state. It's also toxicity. Lymph for the entire face and mouth drained to the right chest area. And so we're seeing a significant toxicity on that right chest. There's bad stuff on the left too, and that drains from the gut. So we're looking at a person that has a huge amount of toxicities. We're looking at I mean, all sorts of abnormalities, because when you're looking at a thermography, you're looking for symmetry. And so this is a significant physical and chemical stressor. What does that do? That initiates the autonomic nervous system, an intelligent response. So when somebody comes in and says, "Yeah, doc, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure," and I says, "Well, we got to find out the source of it." "No, it runs in my family." No, it doesn't. Okay, blood pressure of appropriate nature because your body is self-regulating. Understand this. You have a sympathetic nervous system that keeps you alive under stress. When you're in a sympathetic dominant state, which is located in the rib cage area in the top of the lumbar, it's called thoracolumbar, that blood pressure is going to go up, heart rate's going to go up, blood supply to the gut is going to shut down. Blood literally goes from the organs for digestion and tissue production to the arms and legs so you can run away from danger. Brilliant, brilliant. The other part, the rest, digest, and repair, is located in the neck and the pelvis area. So if you alter biomechanics to that neck, you alter biomechanics, like let's say you're walking crooked, is that going to destabilize the pelvis, which houses half of that parasympathetic nervous system? Obviously, but doctors are not looking at this. I've got a couple of doctors coming out. I met them in Thailand a couple of weeks ago, and they've never heard of this. Every clinic over there, every wellness, it's like up here. What do you go to a wellness clinic? What are they going to do? Oh, they're going to give you vegetarian food. They're going to teach you yoga. They're going to give you some massages. Okay, and you're going to feel good for a week. What does that do? Does that detox your system? Are they looking at anything else? No. And I mean, when I'm talking to them, they're going, "Wow, we never thought of this." So look at your body as intelligent, that it gives symptoms for a reason. Now, remember, this isn't being shown on YouTube. Dangerous information. Your body intelligent. Ooh, God. Okay, here we go. Effusion in the neck. Now, since most people have 7 bones in the neck, I mean, there could be a congenital effusion. When you fuse an area, does that alter the mechanics of the entire neck? Yes or yes? Yeah. Yeah, so we're just talking common sense. So now we're altering input into the brain. We're altering all the nerve supply. We have a foreign object in there. So you got altered mechanics, that's physical stressor and a foreign object. Let's say that you have, oh, I don't know, a Fitbit watch. Okay, let's say that you're sleeping next to a smart meter. Let's say that you know your Bluetooth on your car. Let's say you're getting that Bluetooth headset. I mean, we see people with their cell phone. No, I got this electronic thing in my ear. 3 people so far that I've seen with tumors around that site. One of them's not here anymore. But we're looking again at the thermography and we're seeing multiple areas of increased metabolic response. This is a toxic guy. This one, this guy was got over 20 years ago. I didn't do a thermography back then, but can you imagine this man's exposure? Okay, when you walk into a library, you walk into anywhere, okay, that has a powerful Wi-Fi, it can negatively affect him. And so all of this stuff, it breaks tissue down. If you break tissue down faster than you build tissue, that's called a disease. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, yeah, I know. That's it. And that's what this stuff does. Now, when we talk about epigenetics, this is how you're going to express your genes. Now, everybody in here, you've survived hundreds and thousands of plagues for thousands of generations. Okay? This information was given to you by your parents and grandparents and great-grandparents. And plus, too, you were all the fastest swimmers in that pool of sperm. You're all winners, baby. Yeah, you got to the egg first. So when you look at this, we're living in a society that is sick. They're looking at your body's response to the environment and they're giving a toxic chemical that has a myriad of side effects. Every one of these, cholesterol. What's cholesterol? It's elevated under stress. Okay, 50% of your overall your brain weight. Antidepressants. What is that? That's altered brain function, altered gut function. High blood pressure, diuretics. I mean, these are all stress responses. So now if you take a chemical to alter your physiology. Think of this. I mean, 100 years from now, well, let's look at 100 years ago. They did bleeding, okay? 200 years ago, okay? They'll give you a shot of mercury, okay? You figure 150, 200 years from now, they're going to be masking healthy people. They're going to be forced vaccinated with an experimental drug that doesn't cause, that has no liability, that doesn't prevent infection or transmission for a disease that has a 99.8% recovery rate. Right. In the second half, because I can't say that stuff. Okay, so you take a drug to cover up a stress symptom. What do you get? You get abnormal cell growth. That's called cancer. You get dysfunction and disease. So this is a tissue production problem. Look at it totally different. If you build cells faster than they break down, that's called health. If you take a drug that slows down your heart, that blocks the sympathetic nerve supply to the heart, that's called a beta blocker. Do you think you're going to have a healthy heart or sick heart? If you take a diuretic that damages the kidneys, well, the blood pressure's low. You look good. Gee, thanks, doc. I still feel like shit because you're limiting oxygen to my brain. Yeah, but your numbers look great, Bob. Good job. I know. This is the crazy world we're living in. Here's one. 4 vertebrae fused. Now, you've got a 70% failure rate if you fuse 2. Okay? And it goes up exponentially. Now, is this altering input into the brain? Absolutely. What if she walks into, and you can see there's possibly mercury fillings in there that you can deal with, but you can't remove some of these. We've had a couple of people, like I just showed you that one case, where we sent them back to the surgery and they removed it. We've had a couple of people that their plates, when they swallowed, they could feel, so they removed those too. So you can get it, but This is a big hunk of metal. And anytime you get a foreign object, an object of not self in your body, there's going to be a reaction. You can't say it's a non-bioactive. No, you get anything in there. I mean, we've had patients that have been exposed to, exploding glass. They've got glass embedded in their skin, and it slowly leaches that glass out over sometimes weeks, months, or years. So anytime you get a foreign object in the body, you're going to have a negative reaction. And when we're looking at this, we're seeing a huge reaction on the right chest, a huge reaction on the left chest, extreme toxicity. So how is this gal's ability to build healthy cells? Is it diminished? Yes or yes? It absolutely is. Oh, I got an idea. Why don't you give her a Fitbit to check her sleep? Did you know Fitbits weaken the body's ability to sleep? It's interesting because I didn't have a chance to do it, but pineal melatonin level disruption in humans with electromagnetic fields. And this was an article that talked about Fitbits, okay? I know, it measures your sleep and causes problems with your sleep. No, dude, it makes sense. And it's not just one article. It's like, my God, yes, I'm being really healthy. I have this electronic thing that tells me that I slept good. Well, really, did you wake up with tons of energy? No, but it says I did good. Okay. Chemical stressors. Now, this is huge because if you have poor digestion, you have poor nutrient absorption. One of the things that protects people, and you'll see this, you'll see people that have a massive negative effect on EMF. And some people won't feel it at all. Okay, some people have massive chemical sensitivity. Some people won't feel it at all. What's the difference? It has to do with your cell production. The biggest part of that is stomach acid. If you produce less stomach acid, you get less available amino acids, you get less mineral absorption, everything. Now, so minerals, without minerals, you can't utilize vitamins. If you're out there and you're thinking, God, I was fired from my job because I didn't get an experimental jab, and I like to breathe, so I didn't wear a mask. I mean, let's just say you're, what do you call it? Free thinking human? Okay, yeah. Okay. So if you're exposed to glyphosate, which is in every commercial product, commercial bread product, just about, it's a mineral chelator. It takes the minerals away from you. It's a natural antibiotic, so it's destroying your gut flora. You get a mineral chelator. With less minerals, you are more sensitive to the electronic problems. Magnesium is the number one that you got to get in your system. But I'm telling you, if I'm standing on your foot while I'm giving you a magnesium supplement, you're going to be in a stress state. You're not going to get the absorption. This is a chemical stressor. This is criminal. And so when we do take back our country, we're not going to give big agribusiness. What do you need to grow food utilizing Roundup? Yes, you need the chemical fertilizers. Where are those produced? Generally petroleum products, but don't worry, we can get our petroleum from Europe now. And you need, tractors and things, right, to grow food. Don't worry about it. I know some of you guys are thinking way back to 2019 when we were energy independent. God, that's a good memory. Okay, so let's look at this patient. Okay, this is the worst abortion you could have when you bolt the lumbar to the sacrum. They're two totally separate movements. So now you're going to have altered biomechanics and altered function for the rest of your life. And don't worry about it. You went to a dentist and now you got great teeth, but they're all capped or root canals or this or that. Okay, do we see a toxic environmental exposure? We're not seeing a clear. We're looking at multiple areas of hypersensitivity. It has to be, and this is why I'm doing this, because I'm seeing this on every patient. And people are not thinking about this. And it's so easy to change your exposure and to lessen this. BT toxins. And again, this was told, has anyone been lied to in the last couple of years? Okay, well, if you're curious, 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Don't you giggle. one mask or two masks? What do you prefer? Okay, and now the studies are coming out. It's crazy. Well, this one, don't worry about it. The pollen of the plant is an insecticide that destroys the gastrointestinal tract of insects, so we don't need to spray the plants. Except if and only cows are going to eat it. So who cares about the health of the animal that you're going to eat? I know. I was being sarcastic there. Who cares about the health of the? Let's eat a sick, poisoned animal. God, that's got to be good for us. Okay, so they're finding the Bt toxin in umbilical cords. That's not good. Here we go. We're looking at multiple extractions out of the jaw. We're looking at fake teeth. We're looking at a fake hip. We're looking at a pacemaker. And that big line is where they put the pacemaker in there. But again, environmental toxicities. This is crazy and crazy. So what can you do? Number one, turn your Wi-Fi off when you're not using it. Okay, just shut it down. Go buy, because they're shutting down a lot of the hardware stores, get one of those little timers, have it turn off at 9 o'clock and turn on it whenever you need it in the morning, but just don't leave it on. Increase your minerals. We use Body Balance. That's the best one that I've ever seen, but it's expensive. It's like $100 a month. But sea plants, okay, because for minerals, you need a nutrient-rich soil that the plant is going to draw it out so that ionizes it. It's so hard to find nutrient-rich soil. We used to allow the mountains to flood, or the valleys to flood from the mountains, and that nutrient-rich decayed plant matter would be amazing soil. But now it's only the sea. So sea plant baits, but make sure that you get it not from Japan or China, maybe some safe places in Korea. Eliminate the Bluetooth earbuds. Okay, there's a couple of things that you can do. The hardwired ones are the second best. That way you can keep your cell phone away. They have a tubular one. God, there's no kids in here because I was going to say totally tubular, but we're close to the beach. Okay, those things work really, really well. Okay, they have a sound generating device and it works just like yelling into a tube, so it works. Keep the cell phones 3 feet away. Hardwired instead of Wi-Fi. That's a little bit harder because you need to have wiring in the house. Infrared keyboard, better than Bluetooth. That's ideal. This package thing, I got it from one of our patients, Dr. Katie. She's the wife of Dr. Tony. And this is what I have at my house. And I'm going to order one for the clinic. It doesn't stop the Wi-Fi. It just takes the edge off so it does less harm. Don't carry your phone in your pocket. And remember, every little distance that you can do is a benefit. So if it's not in the pocket, put it in the backpack. If you can leave it not in the backpack, put it somewhere else. Okay, so just try and eliminate it. And even if you turn the phone off, you put it on airplane mode, it's still emitting a bunch of stuff. Don't buy smart stuff. Yeah, open the refrigerator. You don't need the refrigerator to call you on your cell phone. Okay, we've been doing it since I was a little kid. You open it up, you say, "Mom, we're short of this." Okay. And the smart tampons. I thought somebody was kidding. But, understand that EMF from the Fitbit, EMFs from all these little things. I mean, I'm totally into the convenience too. I use the computer every day. Okay, so I can do research, so I can communicate to people. We use it so I can look at the x-rays and stuff. I mean, I use it every day. So in order to allow yourself to use this, use it smartly. Okay, just keep the distance away, take healthy minerals, delay getting your child a smartphone. And I see this all the time. These poor kids, they're on the iPad experiencing, the cartoons and stuff. Raise your hand if you remember playing in the street when it's cold and dark and it's like 8 o'clock in the summer and mom is at the door saying, "Come in." Thank God, everybody in here. Okay, yeah. That was a blast, okay? And you get social interaction, okay? I mean, it's just fantastic. Get a ball, a tether ball, Okay, get a puppy. And we're getting a new puppy coming in soon. Okay, but delay that smartphone, because remember, kids are more vulnerable than anything. Kids they have smaller surface area than adults, but they're a massive metabolic machine. So anything that you do to a child that can slow or toxify the kid or slow the cell production, you really can damage that kid for life. And we're talking reproduction, we're talking a bunch of stuff. So be careful of what you inject or feed or expose a child to. Use Wi-Fi calling instead of cell data. That's interesting, because that is slightly less. But again, put it on speakerphone, put it away from you. That's how most of my calls are done. Now, what you can do to protect yourself. Supplements. Lugos iodine is one of the best, but you need the iodine to absorb the selenium, magnesium, and vitamin C. This actually helps. So what are you looking at here? Since EMF breaks cell down, it slows your cell production. What do we want to do? Help cell production. What do we need? Nutrients. We need good sleep. We got to go back to the 3 stressors. Deal with the physical, chemical, emotional stressors. So spirulina is fantastic. Noni is a cool berry, curcumin, vitamin B6. And then vitamin B6, a lot of the B vitamins are from the gut. So look at fermented foods. Look at what you can do. Algin, melatonin, tryptophan. And then the minerals, again, selenium. That's the Brazil nuts. Potassium. That's bell peppers, bananas. I mean, it's a bunch. So let food be your medicine, medicine be your food. Lithium, don't be licking batteries. Okay, this is, again, one of the things that comes out of the ground. Magnesium, I should have highlighted and sprayed. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals you can get. It's one of the most efficient minerals in our public. So this means, take a couple of magnesium pills at nighttime. You're going to be sleeping better. Copper, but Body Balance has 125 of them. Call our office. Okay, there's one factory that I know that I visited in San Diego, and I think there's one in Singapore. Realize that you cannot completely wipe out your exposure to EMFs. Even if you're off the grid, 100 miles from nowhere, you're still going to get some from the sun. So proper nerve supply, you need that to adapt to the world. You need sufficient exercise to stimulate. And yeah, when you've had a surgery and stuff, you can exercise all day long, but you're getting alternate signals up there. Proper nutrition, which means that man makes it, you don't eat it. And realize that the world is changing rapidly. Think of America as Germany in 1939. Okay? And no, we can't run to America. Okay? We're in a controlled society that's getting worse. So get your food, get organic. Organic seeds are cheap and they last for a long time. And most organic foods, like when you're going to the store and you're buying foods, get a couple extra cans. Okay? It'd be good for barter, it'd be good for anything else, because I mean, when we go over to the second part, you're going to see that being prepared is a good idea. Sufficient rest. If you wake up refreshed, you slept good. So if I'm waking up in the morning and somebody says, "How did you sleep last night?" I'll say, "I don't know, let me check." Okay. If that doesn't sound crazy to you, you are too far gone. Okay. If you feel good and you slept good, you're okay. Okay. And then prayer and meditation. Got to. I mean, this is where Lincoln said he had no place to go other than his knees because he was so stressed. God is still in charge of the world. It is not the Australian government. It's not the Canadian government. These guys are in power only because we allow them. When we realize that, and then we are going to take back the world. Okay, we're going to get into literally not conspiracy theories. Okay, I'm going to show you how this panic was built, and it confused the heck out of me. Over the last 2 years, I didn't get it. Why are so many people going along with this? But this information is even though it's backed up by facts and data, you can't present it because it's against the administration and the Ministry of Truth. So I can't say goodbye to YouTube because they wouldn't let us on, but I am going to say goodbye to Facebook. And so get this information, share it, and hopefully YouTube will let us put it on. But look at Rumble, look at Dr. Bvap, look at all the other platforms. And when they kick us off of that, hell, if they arrest me in a FEMA camp, I'm going to be spouting this too. God bless you. I'll see you later.